Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I play Caddo Chasseur, a cleric also from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I play Ogvar Surefort, a ranger from Kessig.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia. After using the back door of the bar, it didn't take long for the puzzle pieces to fall into place as our band of brothers and sisters discovered, and indeed uncovered, the disguised entrance to the well that they sought. Caddo seized his opportunity, making short work of catapulting a copper coin down into the deep, dark depths in the vague hope that he was granted a wish. But it was an overeager Elora that was the first to disappear down the ladder like a jackrabbit, with her friends following hot on her heels. They travelled the tunnels with the aid of an illuminated dagger and the subtle, soft flickering of flames from some widely placed wall sconces. It was after crossing over a surface-scummed pool that their progress was finally halted as they reached a hole hewn out of the ground in front of them. Episode 65. A Smelly Situation.
Yep, so Murdoch flutters down through the hole. You see him kind of disappear off slightly, and then he circles around and comes back, and he perches on the edge of the hole, looks up at you and goes, "Ah! Sewer!"
Seems nothing more than a sewer down there, I think.
That would explain the smell.
Well, could do. Feel comfortable to go down, Cuin?
Yes, we can give it a go.
Okay. It's your capable hands.
Dexterity or strength?
Strength check. So he should be fine. In theory.
That's a
12.
Yeah, 12.
Okay, yeah. You're alright getting down the ladder. Down the rope. It's a little tricky, but you manage to get down to the bottom without falling.
Go on then, Caddo will go next. One to ever follow the Paladin.
Yep, so if you're all going to go down the rope, if you all just want to make me a strength check, see how you do.
So?
Caddo gets 21 all in.
You sure
Wow.
You sure it doesn't matter what the order of this is?
Yes, you might want to check the order.
Right, I'm glad I
Well,
went next.
I was going to go in your standard kind of, the one you've done before, which was, well, Cuin, Esther, Caddo, Ogvar, and Laura.
I do.
The Cuin's down fine, Esther's down fine. Caddo, 21
all in.
Yeah, you're perfect down the rope. You're, smooth as butter. Ogvar.
20 less than what Spencer got.
Sounds painful. Alright, as you're going to
Oh, hang
climb
on. It's a
down
strength.
the rope,
Is it a strength check?
Yeah, but it's in that one, isn't it?
strength
Still in
check.
that one.
Oh, I've got one of those as well.
Oh dear.
Look out below!
Cannonball!
So, Ogvar, as you begin your descent down the rope, unfortunately, something very odd has happened here. With the combined weight of Cuin having gone down and Caddo having gone down, as you get about halfway down the ladder, halfway down the rope rather, Elora, you begin to notice that there's this very slight sound. And all of a sudden, the piton comes out of the wall, dropping Ogvar down the rope, and also, unfortunately, wrapping around your ankle. And with
Oh.
Ogvar's weight dragging the rope down, it also drags you down the hole. So you're both going to take bludgeoning damage from this. Because it's only a 15-foot drop and Alora has Ogvar to cushion her, I'm only going to say you take a d6 each. If I can keep the d6 on the table. Okay, and you both take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
As you land in a painful, crumpled heap on the floor.
Right, well, we're not going back that way, you two, are we?
I'm just going to stand up, dust herself off and go, oh! Orland, are you okay?
Wait, what's your leather?
I'm really sorry, I think you might have picked up a couple of scratches. What about,
No!
Rowan?
No!
Rowan, are you okay?
He's, that's all you get from Rowan. He's not in a talkative mood, bless him. But you hear him squeak from inside your pouch. And you assume he's alright.
Is it worth keeping the rope now that we've detached it from the wall?
It looked like a decent rope up
Yes.
until the point where it broke. It might come in useful for
Yeah,
something.
stick it in Orland, it might be useful.
Oh, sure. Orland, we've got something for you, so I'm just going to stick it in Orland.
Yep, you pack this bit of rope away into Orland. He's not exactly happy, but he takes it anyway. Okay, and you are now all down in what appears to be a sewer pipe. It is well lit. You have sconces, sorry, not sconces, lanterns, interspersed and kind of interspersed in this area. You have lanterns lighting the way, and behind you there is a grate blocking off, and in this middle channel you have I'm going to say fluid running.
Thank you for that.
You're not exactly sure what said fluid is. It doesn't smell too bad at the moment, so you're assuming it's fairly clean. And this actually does look like a fairly clean sewer pipe.
It hasn't got lumps in it then.
Not that you can see, no.
Sorry. I'm assuming that Alora didn't have a problem, bearing in mind she was holding a dagger at the time she fell.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, she'll have picked that back up again, obviously.
Okay, so you are now in said sewer pipe. What are you doing?
Did you say the one end's got a grate on it, so there's only one way we can go?
Yep, so the end, which is effectively behind you, or as you were looking down the hole, so as you've walked up to the hole, you've gone down the hole, the bit behind you has got a grate over the end. Ahead of you there is a path.
What?
Seems there's only one way to.
Best foot forward, I think.
Guys,
people.
do you not think this is a bit... Do you not think this is a bit strange? I mean, whatever is going on down here is supposed to start at about 7. Or 6 o'clock or something, the guy said, out after 6 o'clock, but there doesn't seem to be anybody else here.
It is taking quite a while to get there.
It
We would
is,
have been
but there's
here
nobody
last
else. No one behind us.
Perhaps there's an easier way to get there, and we've just been sent, the new boys' way.
Off, yes.
time. Yes.
Because let's be honest, we've had to go down, up some stairs, past a lake, through a drain, down a chute. I mean,
It's not exactly as the Ravenfries or the Bat, is it?
it feels like I'm going through some sort of obstacle course starter to see if I'm up for what I arrived for.
Laura laughs. Okay, let's just move on. And she's going to carry on walking.
We're
along
not going
with the
back
others.
anyway, are we? Because there's no way back up that hole, so forwards is the only way.
That means nobody else can get down here.
Oh yeah.
Back. There must be another way out.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we might have to repair that when we come back. But let's worry about that when we come back, shall we?
We should have repaired it if anybody else came in behind us.
They'll work it out.
Yes. Could always lower each other. Oh,
How wide is this? Is this still 10 foot?
25 foot wide.
Oh god, it's huge. Right, okay.
It's a big
10
old
foot on each
Victorian
side.
sewer.
Thank you.
10 foot apart on each side of the central channel with 5 foot of effluent in the middle.
Right, okay. Carry on walking then.
Yeah, so it's not a far walk, it's about a 20-foot walk to the end of this corridor. And when you reach there, it looks at first like a T-junction. However, on your right there is a grate. Again. Left continues down another passageway. This one's slightly brighter. It's more well lit. The lanterns are more densely packed.
Laura make a spot check to see if there are any more arrows on the walls? I'm assuming that we can only go down the one side because there's a grate, but she wants to just check.
Yes, you can. Give me 1 second. You can give me a search. Search, yeah. You're searching for it specifically.
That's a natural 20 plus whatever my search check is, which is
Well, if it's a natural 20, you don't
it's a
have to
0,
talk
so
it,
it's a natural 20.
Yeah,
Get it wrong.
so you can see, when you get to the end of this passageway, you can see an arrow, again at eye height, just scratched in, pointing to the left.
Oh, there's another arrow here, guys, so we're just, it's definitely left, so going to turn left and continue walking.
Yeah. So as you begin to proceed down this pipe of the sewer, again, you've got fluid in the middle channel, and you've got 10 foot on each side. But as you begin to walk down this middle channel, down this pipe, you begin to get a whiff, and it's starting to get, the smell is starting to get slightly stronger. But you will also, everyone make me a listen check.
Oh god. I think you call that going from 0 to 0 because that was a nat 1 plus 3.
Well, that's alright, because I got a nat 20. So,
Cuin got 3.
All in.
2.
Seem to have gone deaf. Can anybody hear anything?
Ogvar's got 9 all in. It's not fantastic.
Have you got
Okay.
anything?
You can all, even with a nat 1, you can all begin to hear traces of sound, perhaps like echoing. It's easy enough at this point to kind of mistake it for just kind of ambient noises, fluid moving. It's easy enough to kind of, mistake it for that kind of thing, echoing and distorting in the sewer pipe. Caddo, you are able to clearly hear music. You begin to hear this kind of music and almost heavy drum beats. You begin to hear noise. As you progress,
Shut up, lady.
let the woman talk.
Thought she'd finished, she pauses and it's like a long pause, sorry.
as you progress down this pipe, you travel another 30 feet, you hit a turn. This turn takes you right. It's a simple right bend, there is no option. But as you turn around this right hand corner, this sewer pipe is now fully lit. And as you come around the corner, you can all clearly hear noises of people. People talking, people shouting, and although at this point it is very faint, it's clearly you can hear it in the distance. But you can hear these noises, you can hear sounds of fighting, cheering. You begin to hear the sounds of the underground arena. And this smell builds up stronger and stronger.
Elora is going to dispel the light on her dagger and then place that back on her side. And she's
Yep.
going to turn to the others and say, okay, I think we may be just about reaching our destination because clearly there are people up ahead, which is what we thought there would be.
It's about time, isn't it?
It's a long route in, isn't it?
I'm so hoping there's a lift.
Oh. I don't know, I think now we've walked all this way, we better have a good evening.
Yeah.
So everyone make me a spot check.
Oh, we're on a spot check.
What? 18 for Cuin.
16 for Ogvar.
15 all in for Elora.
Oh, that'll be 22 all in for
Oh.
Caddo.
Nice.
Good, amazing. So, as you begin to walk up this pipe, you all see a very hunched figure appear from what appears to be like a very small kind of side pipe, side grate. Just in the shadows. So as you're looking down the corridor, you can't see this kind of little small alcove, but almost appearing from this one alcove on your right hand side, you see a hunched figure. Okay, so as she enters, as this figure enters the light, you see an old woman. She's bent over, she's got a hunchback, she's quite short and squat. She has this stringy, lank grey hair, and her teeth, when she turns to look at you and smiles at you, she's got these very crooked, broken, yellow teeth, kind of yellowed stumps in her mouth.
Hag-like.
And she gives you this, oh, very hag-like, total crone. She gives you this leery grin. She goes, "Oh my dears, want some old pot's wares?"
Hey, hello. I take it we're in the right place. We've come for a sport of evening entertainment. We were told the ladder needed some maintenance.
Oh, you've been in the right place, all right. Want some of old Pop's wares?
What the wares are?
Well, if you're wanting to go on there, I'd recommend you put a peg or two on your nose.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll bear that in mind.
Special for you, my dearies. And she opens. She's wearing this like kind of dirty, disgusting, stained overcoat, and you can see that all up the hem of this coat is brown splashes all up the hem. And she opens this one side of the cloak, and she's got this kind of this trembling she's got this trembling like hooked claw hand, and she pulls open the side of her cloak, and she has on the inside of this cloak lots and lots of pockets all over the inside of this cloak. And what they are is they're very narrow, thin pockets in which there are vials, almost like little test tube vials, full of them. And she goes, "Vial of clear breath for you. Pop's brew, guaranteed to last the full 6 hours. I'll give you dearies a special price. How about that? 70 gold."
Did you say 70?
Oh, for how many? All of us?
70 apiece, of course, dearie. You aren't going to want to go down there without something to protect your hooter.
Oh, Vial of clear breath, you say? It's funny. I sold one of those recently. That's a shame.
I was going to go with putting a handkerchief over my nose.
Pop also does them. And she opens the other side of her cloak, and then this side of the cloak you can see beautifully embroidered handkerchiefs, and then further below that, pegs.
Go on, I could do with a laugh. How much are the handkerchiefs?
10 gold for a hanky from old Pop. 2 gold for a peg.
10 gold for a hanky. Last time I bought hankies, I got a packet of 5 for 2 silver. I mean, do I look like I was born yesterday? I mean, bless you. I can see you need the money, my love, and the blessings of Avacyn be upon you, but you're clearly a daylight thief.
Oh, not daylight, I'm afraid. Old Pop lives down here. Only go by lamplight.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I've got a handkerchief in my pocket, so I won't be needing to purchase one.
Oh.
I'm used to my armour.
How's about it, dearies? 70 gold for a clear breath. It's a special brew. That muck you get up in the shops only lasts you an hour. This lasts you for the full 6.
Why do you think we need to be here 6 hours?
Okay, I'll chip in.
I'll do the same. I'll have one. Go on, I'll have one. I'll do that. But can you do it for 50?
Oh, 50's a bit of a stretch, my love.
Right then, 55.
I could do it for 60.
On then.
About, are you having one, Caddo?
No, God, no, not at that price.
Esther, are you going to have a potion?
Oh, I think I'm good for a potion. But Miss Pop, I shall have a peg, I believe. Your cleanest one, please. And old Pop pulls off a peg, gives it a bit of a wipe. Esther hands over 2 gold, and she then promptly clamps it on her nose.
Yeah, so I shall be tying the handkerchief, the fresh handkerchief from my pocket, into a face mask, tying it behind my head, in sort of true cowboy style.
Yep.
And I think Ogvar, Alora, and Cuin are going to buy a potion.
If we have,
Yep, okay.
if we have 3 potions off you, we're done for 55 each. Yeah, we could just take a peg. We'll take potions if you're done for 55 each.
Oh, fine, dearie, fine. Okay, fine. Here we go.
Fantastic, thank you.
She hands you over these 3 vials, and the vials themselves are kind of grimy and dirty on the outside. But what you can see inside is clearly clear breath. It's this coiling, roiling smoke, grey in colour. But what you do notice about Pop's brew is that it has this slightly more silvery quality to it.
Laura's going to she do an Arcana check on that?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
See how good this potion actually is. My sheet, and I've lost it, so you have to bear with me a minute. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
lost my sheet. Sorry. That many bits of paper. Right, hang on. Right, sorry. Arcana check. So, that would be a 25 all in.
Very nice.
25, okay, yep. So looking at this, you can tell that this is a personal brew. This is a standard potion, or alchemical formula, which has been modified. You're not exactly sure. This isn't your area of expertise. Modifications of alchemical formulae isn't something that you would have come across that often. But you do know that it is possible to do it. Generally, it's the results can vary, but just from looking at this and looking at the silvery qualities to it, you know from having interacted with church and whatnot often enough that generally anything which has a silvery quality is tended to be understood as being more effective or more pure.
So Alora is going, obviously having learned that, Alora is going to purchase 55, give her the 55 gold for the one, and she's going to give her an extra 55 gold for a second one.
Yeah, so as you hand her over the second 55 gold, she gives you a sly wink, a very kind of... if it was someone with normal teeth, it would probably look like a very nice smile. Pop doesn't have normal teeth, it looks quite horrifying. And she presses into your palm a very, very pretty embroidered blue hanky alongside the potion of clear breath.
Oh, thank you. Both the potions are clear breath and the hanky, yeah?
Yeah, so you can add if you've bought a potion and you're not using it straight away, you can add onto your sheet Pop's Brew, POP''S brew, Pop's Brew.
Can I buy my potion? Can I have a egg as well, please?
A what now?
Egg as well as a potion.
A peg? Yeah, so you ask her for a peg and she grins and gives you a peg.
It's a modified vial of clear breath.
Yep.
Okay. Alora's actually going to smile at her and say, "Thank you very much. It's very kind."
She gives you again this kind of grin.
She's just going to step past. No, she's just going to walk past.
Okay.
Thank you very much there, Pops. That's very decent of you.
Oh,
Good night.
pleasure. Toodle pip. Yep, and
Your
you
pip
all
pop.
and you're all moving past Pop, I take it, and continuing.
The good news is, people, she can now afford some dentistry.
Well, I'm guessing that she probably won't use it for that, but never mind.
Okay, so after your encounter with Pop, you travel. But it's not that much longer before you round a corner, and all the while this volume level is getting louder and louder, and the smell is getting stronger and stronger. Is anybody using their clear breath at this time?
Got my on my nose.
I've got my hanky over my face.
Elora will take her one potion of her one vial of clear breath.
Yep. Okay. Ogvar?
I was just going to wait a little bit until he really can't stomach.
Yeah. So as you kind of get just towards what is you would assume is the entrance, you can make me a fortitude save.
Okey pokey. Shoot.
Did anything happen to Elora when she took her potion? Did her ears fall off or anything?
No, nothing strange happened.
That's going to be an 11. Shoot save.
Okay, yeah, no. With 11, with this fortitude, you kind of get to a point where you take another step forward and it almost hits you like a brick to the face. This god-awful stench. And the others, taking the precaution of putting a hanky over the face or a peg on the nose. The hanky is like the least effective option here. But it still does a pretty good job blocking out the smell. But you, with nothing to protect your poor nose from this smell, you are hit, like it literally hit in the face with this stench, to the point where you you're gonna vomit basically.
Well, remember, he has shared a room with Cuin before, who's taken his socks off. So, I mean, is there a comparable?
This is quite bad.
Okay, so do I spew?
You spew.
Oh, okay.
Nicola yawn.
Yeah. So yeah, spew. Oh no.
There's been a lot.
I thought I could hold out a bit longer, but oh dear no.
Been a lot of vomit recently, people. Can we try and hold our bodily fluids inside?
I tried my.
I mean, some poor soul's going to have to clear that up. I mean, clearly not us, but some
Well-
other poor soul.
Well, I'll tell you this much: it's a good job Arvis didn't come.
Yeah.
You imagine?
Are you glad I made you have second breakfast now?
I had it. Hold on. It actually smells nicer by the sick.
Oh, because you didn't use anything, did you, Cuin?
He's got a peg.
You've got a peg. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you are hit in the face with this stench of. It's a mix of effluent, old kind of soured beer which has been thrown on the floor, vomit, and sweaty, unwashed people. It is horrific, a bit like Glastonbury.
Oh, that bad.
Yeah, it is horrific. So yeah, are you going to take your clear breath now?
I will, yes. So
Yeah.
I shall try and take it and keep it down.
Yeah, so you take your clear breath, and you think to yourself it would have probably been a bit easier beforehand because you've got to uncork it and sniff the vial up your nose, which invariably means that you're going to have a bit of a sniff of the atmosphere as well, which again is not pleasant, but the clear breath starts to work very quickly, and soon enough, anybody who's taken clear breath, you are not smelling anything for quite a while. And that includes things which smell nice as well. It's just your nose is been blocked off.
There's nothing around here that smells nice, I
It's
take
like
it.
having COVID.
Guys, one thing I can say is I think I prefer the venue at Dranau. I think it's a strange place to have it, isn't it?
Well,
I mean,
depends what they're having.
Sewers is a crap idea.
that's very good. That's very droll. I like that, Ogvar.
Well, let's get in there. For all we know, they serve great food, great beer, and the strippers might be fantastic. So,
I raised one eyebrow, and she frowns with the other at the cleric, and then she looks away, and she says, she motions with her hand, says, "Come on, guys, let's get on in. We're here now. Let's get on in and have some fun."
Yeah. So you come around this final corner. You have finally made your way into Sohof's underground arena. This space is massive. It's got to be at least 250 feet across. It is massive. And it is, again, in this same kind of format. It is this vaguely circular shape. And what you've got is you've come in on one of these sewage spurs, basically. The one you've come in through is, you'd probably say, cleaner than the rest. And all around the edges of this big space are sewage pipes which are coming in. Some of them you can see have got effluent pouring out of them. Some of them haven't. The one you're in hasn't got any coming through. So you've probably taken one of the cleanest routes to get in. But all of this effluent is pouring down into a central chamber, which is then kind of the floor. You can't actually see underneath the floor. You can only get slight glimpses of it because someone has built up on wooden posts a wooden platform across the majority of this area. Where the pipes are coming in, the effluent is dropping down underneath, and you can just about see that the sides of this basin are kind of angled, so it all slides down into a central channel, a big central channel, and then flows away. So out of each of these pipes you have there's like wooden planking over the top of where the effluent goes. So basically everything where people are walking, where people have set up stalls, it is all on this wooden platforming. So you're not actually kind of wandering around the sewer where there's raw sewage hanging around. You are above it. It still doesn't smell particularly nice, but you've all kind of taken your precautions against that, so you're all fine. But this area above, it is this big kind of vaulted ceiling. This is obviously like one of the central points, like a central node of the sewer, where the smaller pipes meet up and it flows away. So this is quite a big cavernous. It's quite tall, quite cavernous, and you've got these big vaulted kind of ceilings, very roughly, very crudely made, but they are still vaulted nevertheless. And looking down, because you are slightly above the level of this platform, it's probably about a 5-foot drop, but you're on like a kind of a ramp down. This area is packed. You can see that in some areas there have been attempts they've actually built up railings along the side of this platform, so people aren't going to go tumbling in. Nevertheless, these railings don't look particularly solid. They do look like they're half dilapidated. But the ground you're walking on, the wooden planks you're walking on, are solid. And you have the place is populated with all kinds of people. You can maybe tell that the majority of these people are possibly quite lower class people, sailors who've come off of ships and want a night of fun and entertainment. There aren't many people who look particularly rich here at all. Not like in Drunau, where you could see quite a few affluent looking people wandering around. This looks like it is solely for rough and tumble, rough people who don't really care about the smell or the dirt which is in this area. But you can see all sorts of there's these really kind of interesting stalls selling all sorts of goods, weaponry, food. It's proper like street food as well. You can see there's unidentified meat on skewers, that kind of stuff. And the entire area is buzzing and thrumming with life. And this is the scene you've got set before you, and it is lit with mostly big braziers dotted around the place, but there are kind of lanterns hanging, and you can see overhead a couple of lanterns hung on strings which are spanning this cavern.
Hi, it's mainly going for you, what do you reckon? It's not very good. Can't see but what are you looking to me like that?
Laura's going to look at him like he's a crazy thing, say, what on earth are you on about?
It didn't look the best. It's not the play. It's not as posh as the other one, is it?
It's not, Cuin, no, I agree. It is a kind of strange place to a large gathering of people. It's probably, if you look around, the people here they're not quite so affluent as some of the people we saw before. are they? So I'm guessing that, like, any of the rich nobles are going to make it down here, are they?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so, no. I'm not sure about buying any food down here either, you know. I don't know if you know, how darling it was. It's rather awkward. I think I'll take my potion now as well.
No, I genuinely lose the peg. I think.
Plan on competing. If that peg gets knocked off your nose, you know what happened to me.
Yeah, that's going to come as quite the shock. But I would take the potion. Oh, you can't. You've got to take the peg off first. This will be interesting.
Get the potion and get it right under your nose, ready.
I'll get it ready as quickly as possible.
Right up the nostril.
Are we ready? There's the top off.
Laura's laughing at him.
Yeah, you're able to whiff up this clear breath pretty fast. You've prepared yourself for an ultra snort here, and you're able to whiff this up pretty fast without actually having to smell much of the atmosphere. But what little you did smell was plenty enough for you.
You lot look a lot less impressed with this place than I was expecting. You were quite excited to come down here, and now you all look a bit, well, underwhelmed, I think is the phrase I'm looking for. What were you expecting?
Not the nicest down here, is it? I mean, it's not the nicest location.
Well, it was described as an underground arena.
Oh.
I kind of expected it to be in a
No,
sewer.
but it's
What was it last time?
It was in a sewer, but it was all clean and it smelled lovely.
And admittedly, this is a much bigger city, so there's a lot more, well, crap, I suppose.
I mean, well, I suppose it was. Yes.
I mean, we're here now. What do you do while you're here? I mean, you said last time that there was money to be made.
Yes.
Oh yes, you weren't with us last time. Last time was very interesting. Cuin was very, very good, and Ogvar had a really good go too. Esther and I had a nice time watching them.
Okay.
But being in the crowd can be a little bit, hazardous. Depends on where you stand. You need quick reactions though. Even if you're in the crowd, you never know, right?
Right, so keep your eye on the fights, what you're saying.
Yeah, I would just keep an eye on things if I were you. And
okay.
looking at this down here, I'd keep an eye out for pickpockets and stuff as well, to be fair.
And did you guys kind of use any of the shops or anything last time? Is it worth browsing, or is it more a case of get in, get out?
We went to a few bars and played a few of the games, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a go at some of the games, some of the gambling. That was kind of fun, and yeah.
Is it a case of get in, get out, or
what
sort of games was it you were playing? Happy Families?
Oh no, nothing
Snap?
like that. No.
There was various card games and games of chance. We didn't do particularly well in it, but it was interesting to see. I had a battle against a barbarian, 1-on-1.
Oh,
that was fun.
Those sort of games. I thought it was pin the tail on the half orc kind of a thing, but no.
I'd be able to find something like that. Half orcs? What are those? What is a half orc?
I don't know. I've never heard of a half orc.
Have you never played the game Pin the Tail on the Half Orc? It's like a drawing of a mythical creature, and you put a blindfold on a child and you make them pin a tail to it. Have you never played that game?
Well, I don't see many children down here, do you?
No, but you said there were games.
And then me and Ogvar got on a board, didn't we?
Oh, and
really?
it
Were they
was
not that
indeed
interesting
dire.
at all?
Yeah, it was quite some good fun. What?
Right, well, I have no idea what we're doing, so somebody best lead on. What do we do where?
I don't know. I am actually looking for something. Are there any
There's
where
bloody
can we
shops
find...
galore, look!
Yeah, no, I'm looking for something a little bit specific while I'm here.
You're always looking for something special.
Yeah, well, that's what...
The chances of you finding a small silver violin in this place, I think, are pretty slim.
I've got one of those. I've already acquired that. It's not what I'm after.
Well, I was going to see about maybe going again in the old arena. One-on-one.
I'm willing to watch that. Always entertaining watching you fight, fella. I get a deep sense of the power of Avacyn when I see you swinging your big thing.
try it. You know, I've got to try out my new sword.
Oh, you got your new weapon as well, haven't you? Yeah, and you've been shining it all day.
Is this nice and sharp? What?
Laura wants to make a spot check if it's possible. She's obviously come down here with other things in mind. She's looking for. Witness of any sort of shady-looking vendors. Maybe people who have got. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, does she see any kind of vendors that would sell slightly more unusual items, things that you might not? She wants to walk around and see who she can find.
So, I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of what is available in this area. Because otherwise you could be going, oh, is this here, is that here, is the other here?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you have, in the centre of this space, there is a big arena. It has wooden boarded sides, so you can see the map on the screen, I'm assuming.
There we
There we
go.
go.
There we go. Okay, so you have this shape. It was supposed to be a bit more circular, but for some reason the image is stretched and it's fine how it is. So in the centre of this area, there is with this kind of oval-shaped arena placed it's slap bang in the middle of this area. I know it's stone on the screen. It is actually wooden boarded and it's covered over with like sand, a very thin layer of sand. And all around the edges, there's this kind of oval shape. There is wooden boarding, and it looks like it's been thrown together, like slapdash, all sorts of bit of wood piled up and nailed together to make this kind of about 2-inch thick wall, 3-inch thick wall around the entirety of the arena, with the exception of the one end, which is has like a gate, like an iron grated gate, and that's probably towards this one side here. And then the
How
other
tall's
side.
the wall? Sorry.
It's quite tall.
Can spectators sort of lean over and look over, or is there a separate spectating area?
The wall is about 7 foot tall, and around it is a raised platform, kind of like raised kind of. It's been chocked up like other steps that people can stand there and look over the top and watch. So it's kind of creating this artificial pit, really.
Yeah.
And the other side of the arena, kind of just towards the one end of the oval, about there, just like on the near the point, there is a large kind of hatch on the floor, which, as you're going around and watching, you can see that occasionally, when there's a call for a fight or like a beast fight, which only happens the once as you go past, the hatch, the entire the arena goes up into this kind of this big uproar of excitement, and this hatch, it raises. There's obviously some form of mechanism which is raising the hatch. The hatch raises up, and the creature is released out from this hatch, from this cage underneath this hatch, and then it comes dropping back down onto the floor. So you can assume that all of the creatures are kept underneath the arena itself, just to keep people away from them away from the people. But as you go around, there are numerous things going on. So you have your magic. There's magic fighting, there's archery fighting, and there's magic competition, archery competition, and then there's also your fighting, which is going on. There are numerous bars selling various liquids of differing levels of suspicion. There are just numerous of these poked around the area, and there are some which don't even look official. It looks like there's just a guy with a barrel of something which he's pouring out for people. It's not like in Junau where there was stands and each individual player's had its stand and it was clearly paid for somehow, and obviously they've then owned that plot of plot of gallery. Pitch, that's what I'm going for. Pitch, yeah. This is definitely just like a free-for-all. Yeah, so there's numerous of these gambling games. There's the one which is you roll until you hit 21. It's a blackjack variant, basically. But there's one you've never seen before. This is something completely new to all of you. And it appears to be a game which involves lock picking.
Yeah.
It's something you've never really seen before, but when you ask a bystander, what's this game? He explains to you that this is called Lockpick Loonies. Two players sit either side of a table. There are an even number of holes drilled into the table through which lengths of chain are run. This game can be played in multiple different ways. Number of locks picked within an hourglass's time, fastest to pick, etc. Numerous different ways. It depends on the condition that the two players decide on. And then the difficulty can also be scaled by using different types of locks, or by undoing the locks blind under the table. So the idea is you've got holes and then chains run through, and if the chain's on top, obviously it's easier to see, but then you can have the lock underneath and do it blind, which is obviously more difficult. So obviously with the multiple holes you can have multiple different chains run through. It's an interesting game where people basically, set the conditions for winning, and then they challenge their opponent to, beat them. It is gambled upon. Money is exchanged here. There we go. That's a new game for the area. And shop-wise, there are several different shops selling all sorts of items. You've got your knickknacks, you've got your kind of knockoff-looking potion shops, and there are shops which are selling magical items. These magical items tend to also be mixed amongst all sorts of different, varying levels of what's the word I'm going for? These magical items are almost mixed amongst other pilfered items by the looks of it. So it looks like perhaps someone's done a burglary job on a fairly rich household, and they've got a couple of magical items, but they've also got the candlesticks and the gold plates. So yeah, most of the stuff that's being sold here doesn't look like it's been come across by honest means. And that's what you've got.
Who fancies getting a drink, first of all? Do want to have a bit of a wander. Who fancies getting a drink? Esther, are you up for a drink? Have you had a skinful today?
I don't know, dearie. I think I'm good.
Oh, you got the peg option.
Yes, I did. It seemed the more economic version.
Some of those drinks look a little bit dubious, Laura. I mean, if you want, but perhaps we didn't come here for the drinking, did we? If we want to go somewhere for the drinking, there's decent ale houses up top.
That's also true, but I'm just thinking, well, we could get like a mug of mead or a mug of ale or something, and just we can have a wander. At the end of the day, people would. You know what? Everybody likes alcohol. Nobody's going to drink alcohol that isn't decent, are they? They're not going to come here to drink unless the drinks are decent. Surely.
I understand what you mean, but if I'm going to go in the arena, a clear head might be best.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not taking this handkerchief off for some dodgy brew.
Oh, okay, all right then. Okay.
I mean, by all means, you can. I mean...
Yeah, I think I will. No, Laura's going to go to the first place she can find to just get herself a mug of mead.
Yep. Guy behind the barrel charges you a copper piece for a very dubious looking mug of ale.
Give it a go.
Is she able to taste it?
Ale or mead?
Mead. One mead.
Mead. Yeah, okay.
If she
Mead.
can't smell, does that affect her sense of taste?
No, because this is a magical effect.
I'm gonna...
So Alora's happy with her mead, and she's just going to stand there and have a look around and see what she can see. And obviously she can see.
Are you drinking the mead?
Well, she's bought it, so she's going to give it a go. She's going to try it, yeah.
Make me a fortitude save.
Fortitude. What's my fort? That's an 18 all in.
Yeah. You take a sip. It's not particularly nice tasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strain the lumps through your teeth.
Yeah, guys, this is Yeah, she's going to turn around and put the mug of mead down. It was cheap and cheerful, but not very cheerful.
So, Cuin,
not great.
You're going to try this arena thingy that I've heard about.
Yes, sir.
I want to see you. I'm quite keen to see you give it a whack before I have a go.
I think I'll go over and have a word with them. Yes,
Brilliant.
I'll go over and ask about the arena and what you have to do, etc.
You go over, you find someone who looks vaguely official. There are no uniforms here. So where you had in Junau, you had different coloured sashes and the fairly uniform. There is no official uniform here. So you eventually find someone who looks like they're in charge. You speak to him, and he explains to you that they do 3 different kinds of fights. They do a duel, which can be to the death, if you wish it. They do monster fighting, and they also do non-death dueling, so surrender dueling basically. For the surrender dueling, it's a 5 gold entry fee with 10 gold return. For the to the death entry fee, it's a 20 gold fee, and they explain to you that usually with the to the death ones, they tend to be because of grudges, so there's no reward offered for winning that. And the monster fights work slightly different. He explains that it's a 15 gold entry fee, and people will bet on the fight. This is where they make most of their money, and if you win, you get 200 gold out. Flat fee of 200 gold.
Can more than one person go in to fight the monster, or is it just the one-on-one?
Yep. So he explains to you that more than one person can go in, but it is the same fee.
You have to pay 15 to get another 200.
No, it's you pay him 15 gold per person. If you kill the monster, you get 200 gold out.
Okay.
You don't. It's not 200 per person.
Don't get as
it's
much. Yeah.
200. Yeah.
Suppose I can sort of spread my shoulders a bit. I'll do the old surrender duel to start with. Just get the arms and limbered, ready for anything else. I'm going to pay him 5 gold.
Okay, so you pay him 5 gold. He gives you a ticket with a number on. The number is 24, and he tells you he will call your number when the time comes, so just hang around the area.
I take it Cuin's wandered off to do this, has he?
I've wandered with him on the basis that I asked him what it was all about.
Where have they gone, Ogvar? Did you see where they go?
Yeah, just to inquire about.
I mean, he didn't waste any time, did he? Bit keen after Drenau, wasn't he? Ah, Cuin, where you been?
I've just got to go and have a little. They do death duels here.
They
I'm
do
not
what?
into death duels to the death. I'm not into that. Apparently, it's all about grudges. I'm just gonna.
That's not allowed in Drenau.
Oh no, this is it here. So I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna have a little go at the old surrender duel like I did last time, and.
Oh, so they do 2 different types of duels. So they do death duels. And so, what else
Monsters.
do they do? Oh, monsters, right? Okay. You're not having a go, kiddo?
I thought I'd watch first. I've not experienced this sort of thing before. I want to see what happens. This death dueling thing sounds rather radical to me. I'm not sure.
Yes,
I like the idea of
it's
that.
not. I don't mind taking a life if it's life. If it's in service of everything. We're protecting the party, but just to have a duel against somebody, no, I'm not into that at all.
Yeah, no. And anyway, there's no one you've got a grudge with. He said they were grudge matches only. But the monster thing sounds quite interesting, but the man didn't say if you could pick the monster.
We'll find after.
Laura's gonna just take a wander over to the fighting pit, and she's just gonna climb onto the board that surrounds, so that she can look down into the pit and just have a look and see what it's like, and then she's going to go back and join the others.
Yeah.
It seems to be quite a large pit. There's a flap in the floor. It's quite large. I assume that's where
the beasties come out, the old monsters.
Yeah. That's very different to Drenau.
Do you mean the hatch down the far end?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw an animal coming out of it earlier.
Okay, alright then.
I don't know if anything comes out the gate at this end. I assume that's where the people come out. Is it this end?
Oh yes.
So people one end, monster the other end.
And then just
Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. It is a big space, though. I mean, I get what she's saying, Cuin. If the bloke doesn't fancy fighting, you could be on for a long run.
That's all right.
Could
Fairly
take
fit.
hours running round that.
I've got my new lighter armour.
Yeah.
And your new shiny sword. Can't wait to see that in action.
Well, that'll be interesting, seeing that swung around. Something new for him to swing, isn't it? Makes a change from his flail. He's very good with the
For a very
flail.
long time.
Are you gonna
Departed.
Are you gonna wear your helmet in there? Because obviously sometimes you have a bit of trouble with your visor.
It's all, it's, just it up with more than 5.
Okay, well, yeah. Oh, well, then, fella. Well,
I
I'm
fixed it.
looking forward to watching.
Fixed it.
Hey. Right, well, while these are busy discussing, I'm just going to go for a little wander. I'll be back in a minute.
Don't go far.
No, I won't go too far. I'm only just going to go and have a look at the vendors over there. Laura's going to go over to the side and have a look at the vendors. I'm assuming there's a lot of music and a lot of noise in here. So she's going to make her way over to the vendors at the side and just gradually walk along and look at the different vendors and see what it is that they're selling. Do you see anybody who's sort of got kind of some more unusual items?
Yeah, there's no one person selling unusual items. You can tell that the majority of these stores are people who've just set up like a table selling whatever they've pilfered.
Right, okay. Oh, she's
So
going to
the
go...
majority of stuff which is being sold here is things like candlesticks, gold plates, people selling it for the metal scrap value.
You're at a thieves' car boot sale.
Basically, yeah, you have the odd item store which people are like, this is my prized item and my showpiece. It is a stolen ring of resistance or something like that. It's, you know, there's no one store going, we sell everything magical.
Okay.
There are some bigger stores nearer the arena which possibly do have more of a concentration of that kind of item, but they look to be more official, bigger stores rather than just people selling what they've got.
Right, she's going to gravitate more towards those, I think, towards the centre of the arena, that over towards the centre of the space, bigger ones that you're referring to. What kind of... She's going to go and speak to one of the vendors. Do they all look really rough, or they...
Yeah, they mostly all look really rough. Rough in different ways. Some of them look rough as in they're quite scarred, quite badly, crooked nose, cabbage ears. Some of them look rough physically. Some of them appear to be more kind of like sharp-minded, weaselly kind of figures. They're very slight, not very much in the muscles department, but they're very much look quite conniving and crafty.
She's going to try and attract the attention of one of the vendors.
Yeah.
Probably one of the skeevier looking ones, I think. She would probably
Yeah.
go for. And she's going to hand over a little slip of paper that she had written prior to just walking over there. And she's just going to hand him the piece of paper because obviously there's a lot of noise and she doesn't want to be shouting over the top of people. And on this piece of paper is written an item that she is looking to acquire.
Right.
And she's looking to acquire, she's after a ring of 4 winds.
Some super ropey climb checks led to a piton pinging out of its place, resulting in our ranger and sorcerers taking an untidy tumble. The lower level led away, and with a whiff of foul fumes filling the air, the companions continued to sniff out the trail. It soon became obvious that the odorous effects on their olfactory organs originated from the Selhoff city sewer system itself. Drawing closer to their destination, they came across an old crone touting her craft for coin, and beyond this bargaining, the faint fanfare of fun at last promised the party their evening's entertainment.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.